for just a second because, like, some people think that anger isn't real and that people are not going to, like, react when someone else angers them. So there's a couple examples of this. Like, I guess some guy kissed T.I. and then T.I. slapped him. Everybody can feel what they feel, but that's an appropriate response. Like, I don't know why this dude was out here thinking it's acceptable to kiss straight men. Like, that's not cute. Like, everybody doesn't want your hugs. Everybody doesn't want to touch you or talk to you or be your friend. Like, especially among men, like, kissing, a man kissing another straight man is not a fucking normal thing to do. It's the same thing about, like, violating women. Like, a lot of y'all just are so accustomed to, like, rape and just thinking that you could just do whatever with women and say whatever with women and that everyone is going to be accepting of it and it's just totally normal. And then some of y'all start to come across real violence. Like, you see people starting to die and people are wondering why all these people are dying and why there's all this killing and stuff. Y'all are literally crossing people's boundaries. If somebody says, don't talk to me like that, and then you talk to them like that, if they shoot or kill you, I mean, yes, they might go to jail, but also it wasn't out of the sky. Like, it wasn't just like, people are not just out here killing random people and, like, you know, committing acts of terrorism. Gang violence has to do with respect and territory, about some groups not liking other groups. Some of it has to do with drugs and money, but most of it is about respect. Most of it is about respect. So there's a story that I read on the Unsafe blog where there's some Latino kid, his name's like Jose something, and I guess he crashes his car into like a group. So there was a group doing like a fundraiser or something, and the way that they wrote the story, they're like, there were children there. There's always children everywhere. Children are in every part of society. So when bad shit happens, I don't know why people feel the need to point out that there were children there. It's almost like there was oxygen outside. Like, yeah, bro, we know. Like, when bad things happen, they are bad. Like, it's not, you can't add additional context. Like, he was wearing a purple shirt, that's why. No, and then something else happened and he, like, goes and kills his mother or something. Now, that's awful. It's like, what he did was really bad. But there's context behind it. Like, there was some reason that he did it. I don't know what it is. I don't know this dude. I didn't read more into the story. But I do know a lot about the human condition. And I know a lot about being a person who doesn't have therapy. So here's something that's, like, super strange. Like, there are some people who go out into the world and they think that, like, they are so good and everyone else is so bad. And because they are so good, they have stuff. And because other people are so bad, they don't have stuff. So, like, they don't look at anything that has to do with, like, racism or classism or systemic oppression or generational poverty, lack of education. Like, they don't look at any other factors that might lead to someone being in the predicament that they are, where they're not, like, thriving. They only say, like, oh, yeah, that person's bad and I'm good. Everyone has the potential to do bad things, and everyone has the potential to do good things. Every single person. There's not one person who's, like, so much better than, like, the rest of the human race that, like, they are just perfect and all of us are just not. And in that one case of that kid, I'm assuming this, but I want to explain my thought process just so it kind of makes some sense. So I would assume that kid is over the age of 18 and he's living with his parent. Now, that's a problem. People need to move away from their parents. Like, you really need to move away from your hometown. That's the kind of, like, the whole ass point of college, okay? Even if it's like you just go move to a different town and you go work at a grocery store or something, you need to, like, get the fuck up out of your parents' house and go get a job. Like, high school's over, you got your free ride or whatever. I understand some people are like, I don't want to go to college, and that's fine. Don't go to college, but you got to do something. Like, you have to do something. So go get a job and not stop living off of your parents. Like, seriously, like, so many, like, weird ass white kids, and it seems like Latino. There's so many kids in this country who just think it's like all good to just literally be like living at home as a grown ass adult. Like, something is wrong with you. That we need to classify that as a new mental illness, a failure to thrive. If you're over 18 and you're still fucking living at home, you got a problem, bro. Like, that's not cool. We can talk about, yes, the cost of living is high and, like, it's hard to survive and all that shit is true, but also you're a grown-ass adult. Man or woman, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to go. It's time to go out. And, like, for me, it was really scary. It was really hard. And I think that, you know, parents could do a better job of, like, helping their kids navigate for, like, a week or something. Because some people, like, some parents, too, they just be like, get the fuck out. And then, like, they never taught their kid how to do anything. They didn't help at all. Like, there also is some logic in this. Like, you could literally just, like, go with your kid to get a job. You could support them while they get the apartment. It's like, make a gradual transition. It doesn't have to take a very long time. It could be like a week or something. So it's not like an all or nothing. It's a gradual transition. But God, people are fucking retarded. So they'll be like, some parents will be like, oh, I'm just never going to let you go because, like, it's so scary out there. And then other parents are like, I'm not going to help you at all. Like, fuck you, go. And both ways are ridiculous. Like, none of them make any sense. So anyway, I'm just assuming, but these two grown-ass adults who are living together who probably shouldn't be had all this interpersonal conflict. No, it makes sense because, like, grown people, like, really, none of us like each other. That's, like, literally why we all have to have apartments and live in separate spaces, have a whole bunch of boundaries and shit, and like, there's so many reasons why people do not like each other. It is not extra simple. Like, we are all just hella different, and most of us do not like each other, and that's just a thing. You don't have to agree with it, like, you don't have to like it, whatever, but, like, that's just what it is. So sorry, let's go back for a second. Yeah, so the kid basically needs this opportunity to grow up, right? And to understand quite a lot about himself, about the world, about who he is. He needs to, like, find himself. And finding yourself is, like, a very normal process. It's not, and it, like, we all go through it. And it's just, like, he has to do that away from his parent. So I feel like most of the reason, like, all these, you know, kids are out there having this conflict with their parent and they go, like, shoot their mothers up and stuff, it's because, like, they're just not out in the real world. And you have to go out in the real world. Like, that is critical. Like, having a job in society where you get money and then you're using the money to pay your bills, and, like, you can afford some stuff and you can't afford some other stuff, and you realize there are people who have a lot more than you and there are people who have a lot less than you. All that shit is, like, a normal part of the adulting process, and you just miss out on a lot of that shit when your parents are supporting you and you don't understand, like, how much shit costs. And it just gives you a false sense of, like, reality. And everybody needs that reality check. I guess that's my point. Okay, so seriously, some of y'all don't understand how hard it is for some of us. Oh, fucking God, to be content creators, because, like, I ran out of memory on this phone, and this is after I put everything in the cloud, and I wiped this phone of memory. In 2 weeks, I used all of the memory on this phone. This phone isn't even connected to a phone provider. Like, it's, at this point, it's just a like, device memory system for me to, like, kind of remember some sort of I can take high quality photos on this phone, but this isn't connected to the Verizon account anymore because, like, my mom took me off the family plan, guys. Like, I'm literally out here trying to create content without any sponsorship. Like, I'm doing this shit on my own, and like, it's expensive. Okay, like, how can you afford a Verizon plan? Memory, gigs, insurance, all that shit. Like, I ran out of memory, so I don't have any more memory on this fucking phone. If I could, like, document what I just did, like, I literally used the McDonald's app to buy a fucking meal, which is incredible. And these cigarettes that I've been stepping over a pack of Camels because, like, you know, I was trying to be healthier and not smoke cigarettes, but how can I not smoke cigarettes when I'm living the life that I'm living? Like, it's hard out here. It's so hard. Like, you guys don't understand. You think it's, like, so easy and, like, oh, she's just living the life, so it's all good. I ran out of memory. I don't have any more memory on this phone. I'm trying to figure out ways and storage devices on the cloud to, like, record more. Like, I literally have to figure out a way to store all this content in the cloud, delete the device in the next 5 hours to try to record for you what I just fucking experienced. Like, I was just on campus. I was, like, smoking a cigarette, but I had to walk 6 blocks because you can't. Oh, wait, I'm floating. Hold on a second. Hold on. Whoa. This is called rolling. Oh my god. I've had a whole bag of wine. A whole bottle of wine and like 2 cigarettes, and now I'm rolling. Like, it's a lot. Like, I want to go out and record more for you, but how can I even fucking do that when, like, I'm rolling?